Welcome back. Last time we looked at effective planning, and in this part we are looking at overcoming procrastination, which is tip number 4 in this free time management course brought to you by Professional Futures. So before we talk about how to overcome procrastination, we need to understand what procrastination actually is. So in my mind, one of the first things is putting things off that we should actually be doing. So for me, I would rather clean the oven than start a pile of marking. So that's me putting off things that I should be doing because I don't actually like it. The next thing would be avoiding high priority or challenging tasks. So an example for me would be planning a new course in a topic that perhaps I'm not used to. And the third thing that links to procrastination would be seeking comfort in doing tasks that you know that you're quite capable of completing. So for me it would be dealing with emails or doing a monthly stationery order, all these kind of mundane tasks that we know that we're perfectly capable of achieving. So we understand what procrastination actually is, but what we do need to know is what can actually cause procrastination. And there's a number of different things that would actually make you procrastinate on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing could be that you've got doubt in your own skills or resources. So you lack in confidence, which means that you put it off. Okay. The next thing would be not knowing where to begin. So, for example, I get a lot of students telling me that when they come to produce an assignment that they just don't know where to start. So essentially a bit of a writer's block. We'll have all heard the excuse of I'm just not in the mood. So waiting for the right time or the right mood in order to achieve that task that you've been putting off. You may underestimate the difficulty of the task, so that's pretty much putting it off so that in the end it becomes a little bit too late to achieve it. Or indeed overestimating the difficulty of the task. So again, you put it off because you just are scared of starting it. And the last one is perfectionism. So this is where you may research and look into doing that task so that it's done perfectly so much that you actually never actually start it. So these are some of the causes of procrastination. So in the next slide we'll be looking at what you can actually do about it. So we now understand what procrastination is. We now understand what can cause procrastination. So now we need to look at how we can overcome procrastination. So one of the first things that you can consider is a concept that's sounds a little bit gross actually, but eat that frog. So this is a concept brought to us by an author called Brian Tracy, who has come up with a number of different time management techniques. But I like this. I like the idea of eating that frog because it sounds disgusting and it sounds quite large as well. So my understanding of eating that frog is instead of actually avoiding something that might well be unpleasant, eat it, swallow it, get it down and then move on. That is my understanding of that task, that job that you keep putting off, because once you've ate it, swallowed it, you will actually feel 10 times better because you've actually done the one thing that you've been avoiding doing for some time. The next thing would be to perhaps find a small part of the task that you keep avoiding and actually do it right now. That way you'll have actually started achieving that task that you keep putting off. And the third thing you can think about is by looking at the emotion that you have associated with the task that you keep avoiding. Does it scare you? Does it bore you? Are you lacking in confidence with that task? What will actually help you get on with achieving what you need to do and actually ticking that task off your to-do list? So other ways to overcome procrastination would be to look at your to-do list and finish something that is incomplete. That sense of achievement, once you've ticked it off, should give you the impetus to keep on going. And once you've ticked it off, delete it and move on. Again, that sense of achievement will help you then move on to the next task that perhaps you've been avoiding doing. But as perhaps our parents have taught us, sometimes you just have to face your fears and get stuck in. So when we're avoiding doing tasks that are part and parcel of our jobs, are part of what we're paid to do, sometimes you just have to suck it up. So I hope you've enjoyed part 5, where we've looked at overcoming procrastination. In the next part, we'll be looking at how to prioritise your time.